These fighters are saying Floyd hating, Floyd hating, Floyd hating. The last time I checked, hating on what? On what?
Meaning he is greater at his skill of boxing than Stephen Hawking was at science.
Okay.
I can live with that, but I don't know if I would call him the greatest fighter of all time.
Terence Crawford is the best fighter on the planet. Pound for pound, he's that dude. In this 4-belt era, he is now the undisputed world champion.
Floyd Mayweather has fired back at Stephen A. Smith after the sports analyst claimed Terence Crawford is the greater fighter. While Smith did acknowledge Mayweather's incredible skill and dominance in the ring, he also pointed out that Mayweather's long-term hand injuries reduced his knockout power, yet he still managed to outclass nearly every opponent he faced.
Mayweather was undefeated for the last half of his career with one hand. He constantly broke his hand.
Yeah.
He would go into a ring knowing he had no shot at knocking somebody out because his hands were hurt too much, and literally walked in the ring and said, I'm going to embarrass you and humiliate you by showing the world you can't hit me.
Smith went on to say that if Mayweather and Terence Crawford ever faced each other in the ring, he would pick Crawford to win, without a moment's hesitation.
Been avoiding everybody calling it a pick'em fight.
Okay.
I'm telling you right now, it could go either way, but I'm going to go with Crawford.
Okay. Stephen A. Smith further explained that while Floyd Mayweather is undoubtedly one of the all-time greats, known for his exceptional defense, lightning speed, and unmatched ring intelligence, he wouldn't label him as the absolute best ever. Smith emphasized that other boxing legends like Sugar Ray Leonard, Thomas Hearns, Marvin Hagler, Aaron Pryor, Alexis Arguello, and Salvador Sanchez also deserve to be in that conversation.
He is greater at his skill of boxing than Stephen Hawking was at science.
Okay.
I can live with that, but I don't know if I would call him the greatest fighter of all time. First of all, Floyd Mayweather is one of the greatest ever. He's a brilliant defensive fighter. His speed, his boxing savvy, he's just a savant. But I gotta look at the Sugar Ray Leonards of the world. I watch Sugar Ray, I watch Pepino Cuevas, I watch Thomas the Hitman Hearns, Hagler, Mugabe, all of these cats, Aaron Pryor, Alexis Arguello, Salvador Sanchez before he died. But I come up with that era.
However, Smith believes Terence Crawford now stands as the face of modern boxing, the best fighter in the world today, and the true pound-for-pound king of this era. He credited Crawford's historic run as an undisputed champion in the 4-belt era for firmly establishing his spot at the very top.
Crawford is the best fighter on the planet. Pound for pound, he's that dude. In this 4-belt era, he is now the undisputed world champion.
Boozy also added that Terence Crawford deserves to be mentioned in the same breath as legends like Floyd Mayweather and Sugar Ray Leonard. He pointed out that Crawford has taken on every top fighter in his division and beaten them all, proving that his greatness is undeniable.
Put him up there with the Floyds, the Ray Leonards.
Right there with them all. You know what I mean? They come here and fight everybody. Nobody. He done fought whoever was in front of him, who was in that weight at that time, and he beat everybody. He's great.
Womack McIntyre also weighed in, saying that when people talk about the greatest fighters in history, names like Ray Robinson and Jack Dempsey always come up, but Terence Crawford's name deserves to be right there with them. He emphasized that Crawford has earned his place among boxing's all-time greats.
You rank him. Should we rank him like that? Is it difficult because, eras?
I'll say, when you say name the best fighters ever in the history of boxing, you're going to have to say Ray Robinson. You're going to have to say Jack Dempsey. Then you got to say Terence Crawford. He's up there. Definitely up there.
Zab Judah also shared his thoughts, saying that when Canelo Alvarez claimed Terence Crawford is better than Floyd Mayweather, he wasn't exaggerating. Judah pointed out that since Canelo has faced both fighters in the ring, his opinion carries real weight, making his comparison especially meaningful.
said that Crawford's better than Mayweather. What did you think?
He's not lying. He fought him. He should know. How can somebody tell somebody that fought both of these guys, he know.
Yeah.
If anybody would know, Canelo would know.
Ryan Clark praised Floyd Mayweather as the defining fighter of his generation, saying he didn't just win fights. He completely outclassed his opponents with perfect technique, lightning-fast reflexes, and incredible mental toughness. According to Clark, Mayweather embodied total dominance throughout the 2000s, standing as the ultimate example of skill and control in an era filled with champions.
I say that Bud is extremely skilled, right? Yet not as skilled as Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather made people look foolish, right? And so if I had to say who's the greatest I've seen, and Bud said it right, the best of an era and the best of an era, it's Floyd. But when I watched Bud against Canelo, there was this extreme skill on display, and there was a level of crazy that's different. There was a level of, and Floyd's extremely tough. Go back to Shane Mosley and the 2 punches he landed early in the fight and the way that he embarrassed him. I'm not saying that Floyd's not tough. Floyd's not a bad man, but there was domination inside that ring we saw.
Clark then shifted his focus to Terence Crawford, saying that Crawford has now carved out his own legacy among boxing's legends. With dominant wins over top fighters like Errol Spence and Canelo Alvarez, Crawford has proven his incredible skill and fearless willingness to face the toughest opponents. Clark emphasized that these victories cement Crawford's greatness and ensure his lasting place in boxing history.
No fear in him in the way that he's attacked gaining notoriety. Bud's been the baddest man for 12 years, but no one gave him credit because he didn't go tell you he was the baddest man. He didn't market that. He just went out and fought and beat people and knocked people out. So he had to move up and take the bigger fights and the better fights. And he was Errol Spence. We realized just how great he was. Canelo cemented him on what is the two-headed monster that marks the greatest of the 2000s. Floyd Mayweather is on that, and Bud Crawford is right next to him. I don't think we have to pick on who's better. I think they both dominated their eras equally.
Mayweather highlighted Floyd's dominant victory over a young Canelo Alvarez as clear proof of his brilliance, noting how Floyd completely shut down and outclassed a future superstar with remarkable ease.
Also, if we remember, Canelo that time was a razor-thin decision. Floyd won, majority decision. C.J. Ross had it with what a lot of people had as a draw, and then the other two judges scored it for Floyd, of course. And that was a Floyd at the top of his game with a very green Canelo with very little experience, and he still took him, into deep waters. So
Yeah.
What was Canelo? 21, 21, 23, 25?
yeah, very, very young in the game, obviously.
Errol Spence Jr. praised Floyd Mayweather's unmatched ring IQ and composure, saying his combination of mental sharpness and physical control set him apart from everyone else. Spence added that those qualities would likely have given Floyd the advantage in a hypothetical fight against Terence Crawford.
Mental hood different, so Floyd's is different. I feel like he's the best fighter. I don't know about all time. He might be the best fighter all time. If not, he's close 2-3, and not by far. So it's just it's a little bit different things that Floyd does. And Floyd was a lot older when I sparred him, and it's just certain things that he does that that's really tricky. Like the guy we get in the clinch, he was like squeezing my nose, and so I couldn't breathe and stuff like that. So it's just certain things that he do in there. It's just veteran stuff, just veteran all time type stuff he's doing there.
Even like Floyd would beat Crawford, would you think? I know that's just a fantasy matchup.
Man, I don't know.
I'm reaching,
I don't get into all that. Yeah. I don't know who went out, Sugar Ray Robinson and Floyd. I don't know, man.
But Floyd was the best work, just like mental games, everything.
Yeah, mentally, by far, I feel like he's the best. He's the best mentally.